Hello, Chelsea fans. Welcome back to the channel, and remember to subscribe. Let's dive in. After a fortnight or so without domestic matches, football clubs often face a delicate balancing act when resuming training. Players return from international duty fatigued. Others remain at home or recovering. And the coaching staff must manage load, reintegrate personnel, and begin preparations for upcoming fixtures. For Chelsea, under Enzo Maresca, this international break offers both challenges and opportunities. On one hand, it's a chance to heal nagging injuries, reset the squad's physical and mental state, and refine tactics. On the other, there is risk of aggravating injuries, disrupting rhythm, and integrating returning internationals whose form or fitness may vary. Below is an in-depth look at how Chelsea is approaching training after the recent break, what constraints they face, and what implications this has for the immediate future. Squad, status, injuries, and returnees. A major storyline in Chelsea's post-international break training is the club's injury list and who is able to return. Leading into and during the break, Chelsea's fitness concerns have been a recurring issue. Enzo Fernandez. He withdrew from Argentina's tour due to swelling in his right knee. The break may have been intentionally timed for rest and load management. Cole Palma. He has been dealing with a persistent groin strain. Chelsea and England appear cautious, and although Palma was rested during the international window, there is scepticism about whether he will be ready to play immediately. Moises Caicedo. He skipped Ecuador's international matches, in part due to carrying a knock, and used the break for recovery. There is optimism about his availability for the next fixture. Reece James. He withdrew from England duty after the Liverpool match with what is thought to be a minor injury or precautionary measure. The club hopes he might rejoin post-break. Wesley Fofana. He returned to training during the break after recovering from concussion protocols. Tosin Adarabioyo. Before the break, he had a minor calf injury. The intent seems to be to have him available again after the break. Benoit Badiashile and Josh Achiampong were taken off against Liverpool as a precaution. But the club has voiced confidence that their withdrawal was safety-oriented, rather than indicative of relapses. Some players, such as Levi Colwill, recovering from ACL surgery, and Liam Delap, longer-term injury, remain out of contention for now. Thus, Chelsea's medical department faces a delicate balancing act, micro-loading returning players, monitoring residual fatigue, and not overextending those whose injuries are marginal. The break offers a window for recuperation, but also a risk that match sharpness may be affected. Training ground dynamics and culture. An interesting insight into the culture of training return is revealed by a small but telling anecdote. In a Q&A, Benoit Badiashile named the first two players out on the pitch each training day as Reece James and Tosin Adarabioyo. He implied that willingness to be early for training signals mentality, eagerness, and professionalism. This suggests that even during a period of uncertainty, internal culture and personal standards are important to the staff and players. Those who emerge early help set tone and energy levels. During the break, the subset of players who stayed at Cobham, not on international duty, were more visible and given extra attention. According to reports, Chelsea's training ground was more crowded than usual during the isolation window, as players recovering or not selected for national teams continued to work. This gives the coaching staff opportunities for individual work, controlled small group sessions, and recuperative protocols. Moreover, social media and club channels have already shared glimpses of training, including images of smiling players, with particular notice given to Romeo Lavia, whose expressive joy in training has captured fans' attention. Such moments may seem small, but they reflect morale, internal atmosphere, and the psychology of a squad recovering from disruption. Tactical and physical preparations. From a tactical and physical standpoint, the post-break training period is about more than recovery. It is also the time to shape plans, test shape variants, and maintain or rebuild match sharpness ahead of the next fixture. 1. Load management and conditioning. For players returning from travel and international matches, the early sessions tend toward reconditioning, mobility, flexibility, light aerobic work, core stability, before loading high intensity. The medical and performance staff must monitor markers like heart rate, and the sound and external load distance accelerations to avoid setbacks. 2. Group reintegration and phases. As returnees come back to the squad, the process of reintegrating them into full team training is gradual. At first, they may participate in non-contact drills, positional circuits, and phased small-sided work before full 11-a-side matches or strenuous scenarios. 3. Tactical adjustments and opponent preparation. The coaching staff can use the extra days to refine tactical systems tailored to the next opponent. For instance, if Chelsea face Nottingham Forest, as reported, there's time to analyse their strengths, weaknesses, pressing triggers, and build training sessions around anticipated match scenarios. Reports already suggest that Chelsea is hopeful of several fitness boosts for that fixture. 4. Set-piece work and drills. The break also allows focused work on set pieces, defensive, shape, transitions, and patterns of play that might be time-consuming to practice during congested fixtures. The absence of competitive matches gives coaches breathing room to drill less usual formations or tactical experiments. 5. Psychological reset and cohesion. International breaks can fragment group cohesion. Players depart, face different national team dynamics, and return with varying physical and mental states. A priority early in training is re-establishing collective cohesion, communication, defensive organisation, and shared intensity. Often, coaches will include bonding, light competitive games, or leadership group activities to recenter the squad. Challenges and risks. Despite the advantages of the break, Chelsea must navigate several challenges. Risk of re-injury or flare-ups. Players recovering from knocks are vulnerable, so cautious ramping is essential. Overzealous reintroduction could lead to setbacks. Match sharpness versus overtraining. While fitness is essential, too much high intensity in training risks fatigue before the next match. Heterogeneous fitness levels. Returning internationals come with different levels of fatigue, injuries, travel stress, or even jet lag. Synchronizing all to a common training rhythm is non-trivial. Tactical disruption. If a coach introduces new patterns or adjustments, integrating them rapidly into match-ready state is a challenge when time is limited. Morale and momentum breaks can interrupt momentum or rhythm built before the break. Negative mental states, especially after disappointing international performances or injuries, can carry over. Early signals and expectations. Some early reports and signals already point toward how Chelsea's training return is progressing. The SI outlet indicated that 3 players are likely available again for the Nottingham Forest fixture, notably Enzo Fernandez, Fofana and Tosin. There is cautious optimism in various media that several defenders will return, helping ease Chelsea's defensive injuries. On the flip side, many outlets remain sceptical about Palma returning immediately, citing his groin issues and the risk of pushing too soon. The fact that Chelsea prioritised sending players like Caicedo to rest rather than forcing them into international matches suggests a more long-term medical strategy is at play. The anecdote about James and Adara Bioyo being first out in training underlines internal leadership roles and the importance of example setting during vulnerable periods. Shared images of energetic training from players like Lavia hint at improving morale and an internal push to regain momentum quickly. Thus, even though not all players are fully fit, the signs point to a concerted effort to hit the ground running. Implications for the upcoming fixture and season. The way Chelsea managed this post-break window could have significant impact. Lineup choices. The returning personnel, especially in defence, may allow Maresca to field a more settled backline and win back key balance in midfield. Rotation and depth. Given the injury record this season, depth is vital. The break may have provided marginal gains in fitness for fringe players, enabling more rotation. Tactical flexibility. The additional training days allow Maresca to rehearse alternate systems and prepare for opponent variability. Momentum. Shifts. A strong showing immediately after the break can reinforce squad confidence and momentum in a tricky stretch of fixtures. Medical confidence and risk management. How the medical staff manage returning players will influence injury rates going forward and may determine how aggressively the coach can push in matches.